That's pretty sad.
I wish I had that out.
Aaron, you need to shut up. Okay, I think we're live now.
Yep, got the notification.
Oh, you got it?
I sure did.
Ah, sweet!
Eric, say it again.
Wait, am I even subscribed? Because this is a new channel.
Live.
Shut up! Why does the stream quality look so bad? Well, at least it has the 480, whatever.
You're 480. Alright, fucking turn it off. Okay,
Can everyone hear each other right?
Why is there a Corey the Keyblade wielder?
Corey in the house.
Okay, well, it seems like we're good. Okay, so, spoiler warning, because, you know, movies, you know, fuck spoilers.
Oh wait, we started.
Yeah.
Haha.
Your spoiler warning has ended. Alright.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's. So, who wants to start the debate? Are we going to start on something we love or something we hate about the movie? Or are we just going to talk general?
Beginning of the movie.
Beginning of the movie?
Beginning.
Oh, I immediately had a problem 10 seconds in.
Okay, what?
I immediately had a problem.
Okay, what?
Where it was just like Palpatine's back. I'm like, that's it? That's it? He's just here now. I'm sorry, but I specifically said that was going to be a problem in my video.
I think out
So,
of
like,
all the scrolls for each movie,
This was the weakest.
I think this was the shortest.
Yeah, it did.
It felt really
feel-
short.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
I did like Rogue One's crawl. It was pretty. Dude, that's gonna be good.
I feel like the crawl should have been the way to give us context to why these things are happening, but they didn't. They're just like, here's the story, move on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It just I don't know. It just bugged me. I don't know why. But yeah, like 10 seconds in, I was right next to Rose, and Rose immediately looked at me because like it's just like opening crawl, and then just like all she just hears 3 seconds later. Oh, what the fuck? In my seat.
When I saw it, I read Palpatine Returns, and me and my dad looked at each other like, the fuck? Like, even though I was like, okay, I guess he's back, even though
Well, did you not hear about that the theory that was the theory video that was made like 2 years ago, and then everyone's like,
you kept fucking talking about them like, fuck your theory videos.
No, but that's the issue. If you need a theory video to give you context for something that's happening in the film, doesn't that mean it's bad writing?
I mean, yeah.
Like, I'm being legitimate. Like,
Yeah.
that really bugged me.
I'm just being optimistic in this one.
Yeah, I know, like,
And then they
I am
have the
too.
audacity to go and make the expanded universe like not canon anymore, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, and that was a good universe.
Yeah, like there was so much because Luke married Jane,
Yeah.
and they
That was a
had kids.
badass timeline.
His kid was supposed to be Ben,
Yeah.
and Han and Leia's kid was supposed to be Anakin Solo.
Yeah.
That was just like a big fu kind of, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, I kind of think Adam did carry this trilogy.
Yeah.
Especially
There was honestly points in the movie where I was like, is he ever gonna talk? Cause like he was out there just doing facial stuff, or he was just like, you know, like having internal thoughts, which I thought it was pretty cool because people complain like in the other movies where he was just a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
Who, Kylo?
Kylo, yeah.
I
They
feel
just
like,
saw him as a
no,
whiny bitch.
I gotta tell you, I was so excited when the movie started, and Kylo was just wrecking ass. I'm not gonna lie, cause like
that was a badass scene. On
rewatching-
Mustafar.
I don't understand why it's Mustafar. I would rather not know it was Mustafar. It kind of ruined it for me. Exactly. Yeah.
That
Exactly.
was Mustafar. They confirmed it to be Mustafar.
It's because
I knew
the
it
reason,
immediately.
the reason-
but I remember Mustafar being just straight up covered in lava.
that's the issue.
That's
is
the
that
thing that really bugs me. I think that's what really bugs me because I remember it just being covered in lava.
that's the issue is it didn't give us any context as to why it was like that, which like we don't need like an exposition dump why Mustafar is like that. All I'm saying is just like you have to rely on extra source material. Like that's also what killed Transformers 2 is like some of the movies just like, oh yeah, no, you need to read the books. I'm like, why the fuck do I gotta read a book?
I didn't even know much about Transformers. I just went into that movie as a kid wanting to see fucking robots fight.
I think we all gotta agree the best Transformers movie is Bumblebee.
Yes.
That was a great movie.
I think that would be. But even though they got the timeline wrong with that one, that was still the best one.
No, it's a reboot.
No,
Why would it be a reboot if freaking?
We're not
Michael
talking
Bay fucked
Star
up.
Wars.
We'll get to that another.
Bumblebee's a reboot.
We'll get to that another.
Yeah, but rewatching Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, one of the things that I really wanted to see was just like Kylo like just be a badass, because I remember when we were watching it, because we had to show our mom and catch up to her, have her catch up to episode 9. So we had her watch 7 and 8, and when Kylo first came out, she was like, "Holy shit! Like this dude's badass!" And then I wanted to laugh so hard because the minute he removed his mask, she was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like just straight up, she just seemed not interested in him anymore.
He's cool. I wonder if he's hot now.
And Swallow.
Ben Swallow is the funniest fucking shit.
Jawline's so jacked up it makes the
Let's
kid
not
look-
forget, Disney fucking put out an HD picture of him.
Oh yeah, when the movie was still in theaters, that was like the most amazing
What?
thing.
Disney
So-
revealed an HD picture of Ben when he's.
So people took an image of
Oh my
the screen and posted so many memes about it, and Disney said, "Oh, here's an HD version," while it was still in theaters.
Oh
When-
yeah, wait, before we talk about when he was
for Ben Swallow,
Yeah, when
the
he was-
shirtless.
dude, that was
At that time, I didn't know much about the meme. I actually kind of disliked the meme because like I didn't want Star Wars to just be a meme. Because like I don't know, I took it seriously because like
I mean, well, I think a lot of people took it
come
seriously.
on.
A big thing though is that's really confusing is also timeline though,
Yeah.
because apparently it takes 67 years after Phantom Menace. Like I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, but
Explain to me how it takes 67 years after Phantom Menace, but Luke is like what 50 in this movie.
something like that.
So explain a lot of the timeline to me.
Aaron would be the guy to explain timeline.
Explain that. Let's go along with that, because there's a lot of the timeline that has to go into with this final film. Well, so-called final film. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more. But
Yeah, there's gonna be more. It's just this is the last of the Skywalker saga. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 is the last of the Xehanort saga. Don't mind me, I'm just promoting.
Sell out.
I'm not sell out.
Sell out.
No.
Clout.
Cool.
Clout. No, but well, like the thing that really bugs me the most is that like throughout the Star Wars series is lightsabers.
Why?
Well, because, for example, Luke, the original New Hope hilt, it's a graphics 3, and it actually changes a lot. So, so like I said, the style is the original style where it has the glass little thing. I need to get a new little red one right here, but it was supposed to be a regular graphics hilt lightsaber. Well, when shoot, I forgot the name. It wasn't. Oh my god. What was the next one after that? It's New Hope. I'm bad with names.
Oh,
Wait, what are you trying to remember?
the names.
The names.
Of the movies?
Yes, I'm bad with names.
Which one are you talking about?
Episode 5.
Empire
Em-
Strikes Back?
Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back.
The one that everyone says is like the best.
Shut up! No, because you know what? No. If it wasn't for the prequels, New Hope would just still be Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, no, that's actually false.
Well, yes, but no.
No, I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. That's my bad, because I was finishing up this post. No, it's not. The whole reason Star Wars stopped being A New Hope was because
It was split into 3 parts. The original script for Star Wars,
I have one.
it was just Star Wars.
it was
It's
just Star
the
Wars.
only reason it became A New Hope was in the 80s when they were having plans to have the sequel for Empire Strikes Back, and Empire Strikes Back became 5.
Mm-hmm. Because of the prequel series.
I think Star Wars should be called.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a yes and no. Like,
I think Episode 4 should be called Blue Harvest.
no.
Do you get it?
Fuck yes. It's
Okay.
stupid.
Well,
goddamn
okay.
fucking-
So the thing though that changed though was where the button is right here for this one. This is the original location, but then it changes. It actually switches over to the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and then they end up they add an extra little grip to it.
I'm good.
They add rivets to it, and they also change the slide to it. They make it a chip instead of the bubble slide. And then, obviously, he loses his lightsaber, gets his hand cut off. And then the prequel trilogy comes out, and Anakin gets his new lightsaber. Well, if Luke's lightsaber is Anakin's lightsaber, then why was the whole lightsaber redone? Because it didn't have its clip. The thing was actually put right here on the side. It was extended a little bit at the bottom.
I can confirm that. I actually had the episode
It's,
3
yeah,
lightsaber, and it was exactly.
I don't know.
and
It's just inconsistency. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then it was this was still like the chip. It wasn't the bubble slide. This was changed from being like a little. It was changed to this was actually the button right here.
Mm.
This became the button to turn it on, where you just slide it up. And then not just that, all of this right here. This wasn't here. This wasn't here. Technically, kind of. It was actually changed, and it was all machined. The whole lightsaber was machined, and it was red right here, and it was red back here.
Yep.
And they changed so much, and it was a lot bigger too.
Yep.
It's I guess special effects work. I guess props.
That will. I mean,
it's with the times, I guess.
Well, yeah, but if you're gonna go and change the prop for the third movie, then they need to do an explanation on why the lightsaber changes. And there's
I
been
think
theories.
that's the least of Star Wars' issues. I just feel like Star Wars as a series is inconsistent, whether people like Aaron want to believe it or not. No series is without inconsistency, and I think it's just fair to assume that just like they're the same lightsaber because we're told it's the same lightsaber. It has similar properties. It's not going to be identical because it's a live, especially if it's a live action series. It's not gonna do that. But it's also because of marketing. Star Wars is a very marketable name.
Yeah.
Even before it became Disney. So the fact that they would have slight changes in Anakin's versus Luke's, even though it's the same lightsaber, it's because I guess they don't want to double sell a prop. And it's just like, this is Luke's lightsaber. No, this is Anakin's. No, it's Luke's. No, it's Anakin's.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Rose in Star Wars.
Did fucking nothing good at all. She was irrelevant. Take her out of. Like, here's the controversial part.
She only had one good thing, and
What?
it was with Finn in the movie before.
No.
Yes, because she actually had they both thought of the idea of hacking, and I mean that
It was fucking unnecessary.
Yeah, true.
The whole reason that the First Order like fucking
Still hated
started.
Finn. No, not Finn. Fuck.
I
I meant to say, yeah, fuck Poe. I still fucking hate him after Last Jedi.
I mean,
I like.
I told
Predator
you.
Rose.
I blatantly said it in the video. Poe is just a joke. Like
He's
Yeah.
Predator Rose.
I
He
think
has no
Poe
character
complained
arc.
the most though. Poe really
He
complained the most.
did.
Poe changed the most, but he was still considered a joke until the very end.
Yeah.
Um,
what?
So like, I guess let's rewind it a bit.
I like how we also heard this from beginning of the crawl.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then it
Okay,
went to lightsabers.
Yeah, we need
and
to
then-
we need to rewind
Because
it a
there's
bit.
so much that goes through. Because the main thing of that also goes throughout the story is the lightsaber.
Yeah.
The lightsaber is also the biggest thing within the story because that's what they were looking for in the first. They were looking for Luke and his lightsaber.
Okay, besides the lightsaber, I feel like Rise of Skywalker should have done more with the Skywalker name.
Yeah.
So how the fuck did Palpatine have a kid?
That's
Thank
what-
you!
That was a good
Thank you!
question. I think that's what everyone's wondering. Like, well, hold up, this makes no sense within the timeline. Did Palpatine have a kid during Empire Strikes Back and all that?
That's,
Or
yeah, like,
is
who
this-
the fuck did he fuck?
See, look, guys. Okay, that's the kinds of questions that make me go like, okay, there's two ways to look at this. One, this is why I hate Last Jedi. Last Jedi made this movie. So to reiterate, like, Snoke died. Kylo Ren was the one who was the supreme leader, and he's a whiny bitch. He's already been bested by Rey twice.
literally gets
And-
stabbed in the middle of a fight.
And then
Twice.
Rey is already so powerful without training. What is the third movie's stakes supposed to be? They had to bring in an old character because they couldn't come up with a new character because it wasn't like set up properly like Snoke. It's just like, well, Snoke is this powerful. Like, who else would be on Snoke's rivaling power? Because if you bring a villain that's way less powerful than Snoke, then it's just like, well, then why the fuck do I gotta see if Razor's gonna beat him? So they had to bring Palpatine back, but not only that, it's because of the nostalgia factor. So because Last Jedi wrote itself into a corner is why this movie was made this way it is. The other reason that that this all exists is because of it's just inconsistency. It's nostalgia. That's basically what the issue is.
And none of the stuff about Palpatine was ever brought up. Luke never
because
brought
Palpatine,
it up.
I'm guaranteeing Palpatine was never supposed to be part of this trilogy.
Yeah. So someone's like, oh, what if they bring...
I think the only reason Palpatine would have been in this trilogy is if ooh.
Can I say one thing?
Oh, hold on.
What happened?
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, Wi-Fi's going bad.
Why is it going bad? It shouldn't be going bad.
Someone on it.
I'm on it.
I'm getting full bars. That's weird. Did it cut out?
I don't. It's lagging really bad.
Lagging. It shouldn't be, because we were just working perfectly fine. Like my dad's watching TV, but. How you do a quick speed test?
Yeah, the whole thing is like crashing.
That's weird. It shouldn't be.
Because
I never have these problems. So I don't understand how you're having problems. We should have just done this on PlayStation.
it says apparently viewers will experience buffering.
How long have we been streaming for?
Okay, it seems to be back.
I think it's just a little bump.
It just had a little bump in the thing because we're streaming Wi-Fi, not LAN. Okay, so I guess to reinstate my point, just in case it cut off or whatever. I still feel like The Last Jedi is what ruined the trilogy. Is like it wrote itself into a corner to basically where they had to raise the stakes. They couldn't have anyone less powerful than Snoke. They had to bring someone in for nostalgia factor. They couldn't just bring in a new villain because that just make no fucking sense. So they had to bring Palpatine back. However, Palpatine's return still doesn't make sense, but everyone's just gonna ignore it because it's just like, oh, okay, well, we'll just retread the same thing he said in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So it's just like we have to consider the fact that Rey would best Kylo, regardless, according to Last Jedi and Force Awakens, that she's already bested him twice. Snoke is dead. Like they have no leader. Like it has nowhere to go. So that's why Rise of Skywalker was made the way it was.
So
we're getting a 5 ping by the way.
I had a funny thought when I was watching the movie Rise of Skywalker, and when they showed
Palpatine penetrate.
No. I don't know why in my head when they showed Palpatine on the machine, I'm like, man, they really do like Portal.
Right?
The whole time I'm like, he looks like Gladys.
And everyone's wondering, well, what's Snoke's origin? And then we just see him being cloned right there.
I would have liked possession. Some people theorize he was possessed by Palpatine, and that's what I was gonna say before the stream cut out. Is that I was saying like if they really wanted to introduce Palpatine for the final movie and Snoke was still alive, they could have just used the excuse that he was being possessed by Palpatine, or he was influenced, or he learned because of Palpatine. Yeah. Not physically, but maybe spiritually, or maybe like I don't know, like teachings or something like old Sith teachings that he left behind.
Palpatine did say that all the voices he was hearing, and that like when Kylo was talking to Snoke, that Snoke was actually Palpatine. So I'm wondering if Snoke was actually supposed to be a replacement body for Palpatine. If something happened to Rey.
My question is like, okay, if we consider the events of Last Jedi with the context of Rise of Skywalker, with Snoke being cloned and all, so let's say Snoke still lived, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say Kylo still discovers the Emperor Palpatine on that planet. What would be his goal then? I don't understand what his goal would be then if he had both Snoke and Palpatine.
Yeah.
Because like Snoke was supposed to be a puppet, but would Snoke have the sentience to overrule Palpatine, or would he be loyal to Palpatine? For two reasons: because he's a clone of Palpatine and therefore he has to be loyal to Palpatine, or does he not even know who Palpatine is? Like, it just raises too many questions.
Yeah. One thing that did bug me was the Knights of Ren.
They did nothing.
Honestly, yeah. When we were told about the Knights of Ren,
They killed an entire like Jedi Academy, basically.
yeah. But when we saw their backstory, they all had lightsabers,
That is true.
and they didn't have lightsabers in this movie. So.
Well, because they wanted to give the surprise. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, they wanted the surprise. Like, oh yeah, look, Ben's got a lightsaber now. And he does the whole. So it's just like
That is one thing that they needed to go through more on, how that Rey and Ben were able to connect like that.
Okay, no, that's the dumbest shit to me. Again, this is another thing that's broken with the context of Rise of Skywalker. Which the whole movie in itself, there's a lot of things that are broken or don't make sense. Vice versa, whether it's Rise of Skywalker or the rest of the trilogy, because Disney had no idea how to write a coherent trilogy. But what I'm trying to say is like, because they tried to introduce Palpatine, and because Last Jedi was made the way it was, not only doesn't make sense, but it just like, how do you say it? It just basically shows that like they have no idea what they're doing. They don't understand what plot holes are. You
Yeah.
know? Fuck.
You want to go over best scenes?
Oh, okay. I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No.
Because I was trying to remember like what I was trying to do with my whole point there. So yeah, the whole thing with the Force connection in Last Jedi, what I got out of it, I don't know if anyone else wants to jump in. What I got out of their Force connection was that Snoke basically got their life force and merged them because of some force, whatever the fuck. Like, literally, I have no idea. But they had like a Force connection, and he just manipulated it to have them connect. And he used that in order to figure out where Luke Skywalker was, and he did that so that Rey would eventually come to him, because apparently they both had visions of each other, and both visions were supposed to be, purposely done for Snoke. In the context, like, Rey sees that Ben will turn, so that she goes to Snoke, whereas Ben sees Rey turn to the dark side, so that they end up using her, and they have the two of them connect anyways, so that Ben could talk to Rey, and Rey will eventually unknowingly reveal the location of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was what the context was for Last Jedi, whereas in Rise of Skywalker, they basically have it to where like they can interact with each other a lot more. And I understand over time it would basically happen, but it also creates the plot hole of if Palpatine created Snoke, then why did he create their powers to be done that way if it can turn against him? If knowing Rey would not want to join to the dark side.
Yeah.
Like, he just ultimately created the one thing that would destroy him. But then again, like, you could also debate the same way I interpreted the Last Jedi Force connections, where it's just like, well, he wanted Ben to be able to connect with Rey, so even if they try going against him, they'll both be at the same place, and he'll revive or whatever, he'll go at full power. It's fucking Star Wars. I think
everyone saw Ben going back to the light side of the Force.
Oh, I did not.
He was just using his injuries and killing his family just to make it so he can seem like he can stay on. I think that's what the big
Honestly,
Yeah.
I kind of did want to see Rey turn to the dark side.
Oh, I would have loved to do that. Would have made a good dynamic.
No, what would have been nice, what I thought would be cool, is because obviously we know Luke becomes a great Jedi.
Yeah.
Now, they were talking about, we can take over the galaxy. In the last movie, he was talking about, join forces, we can take over the galaxy. But he never said anything about becoming a Sith. He said we can destroy the Sith. Kylo said that they can destroy the Sith.
Well, what I always interpreted Rey's thinking was that it's just like, well, yeah, we're ending the Sith, but we're also not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Padme.
Well, it was really more of Snoke wanting to destroy planets, and it's
not a Catholic fault.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Don't at me. I feel like it was a little forced in the Rise of Skywalker when he said that.
Forced.
All right. So yeah. I thought the opening was pretty good. I thought they were gonna have a lot more exposition to fix the Last Jedi though, but they kind of didn't. They kind of just kept going, and they just like wanted to keep pressuring that this is like a more new story.
I'm not gonna lie, that slaying scene was like pretty dope.
Then which one?
The beginning, the opening, where Kylo's going just like slaying the crap out of.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
no, that was like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
The fighting in this movie was fucking amazing. You remember
Oh, yeah.
episode 3?
Yeah, and the fact that because they weren't even in the same room together, that they were like, when we saw the trailer, we thought, oh, they ran into each other on the ship when they were just fighting. No, them doing that to the Force was like next level.
I'm gonna admit, as much as I didn't like certain things about this movie, especially like considering action, I actually really liked that sequence. That was actually really creative.
I already heard. I've heard his opinion on this, the controversial Force power, but I want to hear your opinion on it. What did you think about the Force healing?
That was like, I'm like, really a lot.
Well, have you seen The Mandalorian?
It breaks episode 3 and it breaks the original trilogy by a tumbling.
Yeah, even I thought it kind of broke it.
The thing was that you gotta remember though, when the first Jedi happened, they did things and they said no, actually this needs to be banned. So a lot of the stuff they actually did in this movie was stuff that hasn't been done in years. That's why Rey knew what to do, because she read the book.
Even Force projections.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that, but at the same time, it's just like it just breaks a lot of the story. Is like the whole reason Anakin became Darth Vader, and the whole reason the OT even happened in the first place is because he wanted to save Padme. Mm-hmm. If he had the ability to save Padme, then it's just like he wouldn't go on this entire quest. But the only reason he went on the entire quest
is because Palpatine.
It's because Palpatine was like, is there any way to learn this power? He's like, not from a Jedi. And it's just like, yes, it has some truth, even with the context of the fact that it's just like you said, that they've restricted teachings. But at the same time, like,
Palpatine used that power to kill Padme to give her life force to Anakin.
Yeah, I've seen the theory. It's an excellent theory. I love it. He goes into great detail about it.
If you listen closely to
the heartbeats.
Well, yeah, not just that, but when they're putting the mask on Anakin, like before he becomes completely Darth Vader, you can see his jaw move, and he's whispering, "Padme, help me."
Yeah.
And then they were even debunking the audio. They went into the audio, and you can hear it. And then
I've never caught on to that actually.
I heard that. It kind of made me like get goosebumps.
Yeah. And then if you this is you hear this stuff, you go back, you're like, oh dang. And then also in Attack of the Clones, when Anakin goes back to Tatooine, Tatooine.
Thank you.
Tatooine.
I said it right the first time. It's just
Tatooine.
I was talking fast. Shut up.
Tatooine.
But when he goes back to see his mom or help his mom, because he has that feeling that something bad's happening to her.
Mm-hmm.
When he's slaying
Tusken Raiders.
the Tusken Raiders, I forget the names.
I didn't know. We'll just call them the Sand People.
The Sand People.
That's
Yeah.
racist.
That's like calling the Arabians the Sand People.
That's even more racist.
Cat scratch with
but okay, so if you go back to Attack, Attack of the Clones, and Anakin's, obviously we all know that Anakin slays all the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
Supposedly all of them, because they're back in New Hope. But
well, no, he with the whole thing he was trying to say was he raided the whole village.
Yeah.
It was just a village of
Tusken
Raiders. It wasn't the whole fucking race.
Yeah. I mean,
he wasn't a genocide.
Let's do this.
Cat scratch.
But
I need to stretch my leg.
But when he's actually slaying them all, you can actually hear Qui-Gon yelling, "No, Anakin!" and you hear the Darth Vader.
I think I heard that.
Yeah,
I think I heard.
You're just sitting there like, "Hello."
People give the prequels so much crap, but they actually have a lot of symbolism, a lot of like really interesting things happening in them, and like no one gives a fuck. And I'm like, why? These movies actually have like a ton of good things in them, and you're just gonna like constantly ignore them. Like, what the hell?
I mean, come on. I think Anakin. I think that's where Kylo gets his whiteness from. Is from his grandfather.
I just think like the whole force healing thing kind of just like breaks the boundaries of the story.
I know.
Like
if there has been force healing this whole time, then why didn't they use force healing to freaking put Anakin's arm back on? Why didn't they use it to freak? Oh, I mean.
Well, because it goes back to your thing of they restricted teachings.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to show that like you have, as someone described it in another video I saw, they were saying that the best way to describe it is it's not just restricting teachings, it's that they're trying to teach them a lesson that, you know, if you die, you become part of the Force, and it's just a way of life. Like it's kind of like Simba and Mufasa learning.
But it's also like if Palpatine knows his power, then why didn't he use his power to actually heal Anakin's burns, like in his breathing?
Well, because he purposely wanted
him to suffer.
He purposely wanted him to suffer.
It probably was like it was probably like a like remembrance. Like this is what you are. Never forget what you did.
The whole premise was that like it was basically said like Palpatine purposely made Vader weaker because he was trying to find a replacement down the line. That was the whole point.
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
What?
He said unlimited power.
You guys are fucking stupid.
Oh no. Then here's another thing though. Did Ben become a Force ghost?
I think so.
Does it matter? All we're gonna focus on is Rey.
I mean, I know, but
so.
he gave his life force to save her.
Ben Solo?
Yes.
Ben Swallow.
Because when you say Ben, there's also benkenobi.
Oh my.
We're talking the sequel.
Okay, we know him as Obi-Wan
Kenobi. We know him as
Or
Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
Or
Not
Kenobi.
Ben is Ben Solo.
Yeah.
According to the way
But if it's Ben Kenobi, it's Uncle Ben.
because like
Blue milk.
it just depends like how the characters use the names. They never said Ben in the original trilogy. They only said it like once, and it was to refer to Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
But like
Did he?
I don't know,
He
just
called him
depends.
Uncle Ben once, right? I can't recall.
I don't remember the Uncle Ben at all.
I think, and
I
he
don't
also
think he
yelled.
did.
I think he yelled it when Darth Vader struck him down.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Because all I thought was
No,
Spider-Man.
I think they did say Uncle Ben one time. When they were saying
Jack Nicholson be like.
when they were saying it's just like I think he belongs to Ben or something like that. It's just like Uncle Ben, and it's just like I told you not to ask or something like that. Like he was talking with his family or something like that. I'm pretty sure he said Uncle Ben.
Go to the Dago system.
In the Dagobah system, you'll find Master Yoda.
Yoda.
See, okay,
Dagobah system.
that's why I feel like there's why there's some excuse and that there's some things that just can't be excused. Is I was watching 4, 5, and 6 again, and the jump from 4 to 5 was just like, oh, we're just here now. It's like, what? So I kind of understand the things just happen from 8 to 9. Like I understand, like that's not something new, but I just feel like there should have been context only because of the stakes of the war.
Yeah.
Where like I don't fucking know. Like I feel like Episode 5's opening crawl gave a lot of context to why the war is still being fought, even though they destroyed the Death Star. Whereas like the new one was just like, oh, it's here now. It's like, what? In other words, 5 was basically like, okay, here's what happened after the end of the Death Star. Here we are. Yeah. Whereas 9 was basically like, Palpatine's back. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
Little catch up.
Yeah, no catch up. I feel like they could have at least included like maybe 2-3 sentences. They still have plenty of time.
Here's the thing, though, too. Since everyone knows the Clone Wars cartoons are canon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if they were already aware of Anakin becoming evil and becoming Darth Vader, then why was it never mentioned in Episode 3?
Wait, what are you referring to specifically?
In the Clone Wars cartoons, there was a full set
Not
of
the old
episodes.
one.
Yeah,
No, I know which one.
Yeah.
No, I know which one. It's the Cartoon Network one.
Yeah, there's a set of episodes where they showed that Anakin starts becoming a Sith, but ends up being flopped around back to the Jedi.
Okay, is this with the guy who manipulated Anakin's memories and he showed him the future?
Yeah.
Oh no, because I remember, I know what you're talking about. That I love that they had that symbolism, but no, the only one who knew of the future was Obiwan, and they at the end of the episodes they erased everyone's the memories.
It would make no sense then, because it's like, why would you erase their memories? Because if you would have kept this, and they would have been able to fight this, but then even doing those episodes, I think they were just a big waste of time.
I think because the future had to happen.
Future's black.
No, I feel like the future should have happened. Like it had to happen. Because the way I interpret 1 through 6 is, if 1 through 3 didn't happen the way it did, 4 through 6 wouldn't happen, and people would be like, well, like that, like the galaxy would be safe if it was from 1 through 3. I feel not, because like if Palpatine was struck down, let's just say he was struck down in episode 3, right? And Anakin was still alive and everything, and it's just like, well, there would be no conflict. Anakin would still have conflict. There would still be something to push him to do something, and it's just like the Force acts in a way to where if the future doesn't happen, then it's going to make a butterfly effect to where it still happens, but it's even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I interpret it.
But then it's like, and then you have the original Clone Wars cartoons, the animated, not the 3D animated, the regular animated one.
Yeah.
It's supposed to take place within, but it's like, where does this, is this canon?
No, it's not canon anymore.
They made it uncanon?
Yeah, they made it uncanon.
Dang.
Yeah.
But there was so much that went into it, that went into episode 3, and it's like, if it's not canon.
Well, because it was made in promotion to episode 3. As far as my knowledge goes, that's what it was. Is like they wanted to give a contextual reason and to show us a little bit of the Clone Wars that happened between 2 and 3, so that when you watch the film, you're like, oh yeah, I remember. Like I remember General Grievous and that the Senate was kidnapped. Like that was the whole ending of that series.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Palpatine gets kidnapped, and the original before it got retconned, the original reason Grievous was always coughing was because Mace Windu did a choke on him, and then it got retconned in the new show.
I think that's what really ticked me off, was that how they changed. They went and like, oh, this is no longer canon, but this is, and so it's just like, then why would you go through all this trouble for this with the original characters, with the main characters, and then.
It's like if they made a cartoon in between 8 and 9, and they set up Palpatine's reveal at the end. That's basically the same function it's trying to do.
Yeah, but I mean that would be nice. Getting like a little short animated segments that they would release on YouTube.
It would have, but I feel like they're too focused on fucking Star Wars Resistance.
Yeah.
I don't even watch Rebels, and I like Rebels a lot more than Resistance. Resistance just looks. It's just not that great.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, is it because it looks like a kid show? I'm like, no, just aesthetically, it just doesn't look that good.
I mean, as long as they're canon, but there's like so much like, okay, why are you gonna show Darth Maul at the end of Rogue One, or not Rogue One, Han Solo, but then he ends up getting killed during Rebels.
Yeah, it's a confusing timeline.
The whole, and then the fact that they say, oh, the new movie takes place 67 years after Phantom Menace. So you're telling me Luke Skywalker's like 40 years old?
What? Yeah, it's in here. Okay, so
What's the topic?
because we're talking canon with Clone Wars stuff, which actually ties into my next point is if they removed a chunk of the movie and replaced it with retcons for The Last Jedi, do you think it would actually improve the film or not?
Wait, say that again?
if they were to take out a chunk of the Rise of Skywalker and instead replace it with scenes that would retcon The Last Jedi, do you think it would make the film stronger or worse?
What do you think?
Maybe a bit stronger.
Yeah.
They need to if they put more detail into it.
No, I'm not saying they give more context to what happens in between. I'm saying they retcon Last Jedi.
Yeah, like what would have been nice is if they actually hit us with the Palpatine surprise at the end of Last Jedi, or not Last Jedi.
Rise of Skywalker.
No, not Rise of Skywalker.
Force Awakens.
No,
Just
freaking
let them talk, you bastard.
Anybody Hoosier?
labels.
You stupid big screen.
You know, I'm forgetting all the freaking stuff now. Why my mind's going blank. What is it?
Rebels.
No, the new trilogy. What was it? Wait, was it Force Awakens the last one?
It was Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, Last Jedi. If they would have did the Palpatine surprise at the end of Last Jedi.
That's the issue, is that Rian Johnson didn't want to do that. He wanted to subvert expectations. He wanted Kylo to be the villain, as implied.
Mm-hmm.
Also, am I the only one that finds it funny that towards the end of the movie, they were just like, "See you around, kid." Luke was like saying that, and then like he just never did anything to Kylo in the new one. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was just really trying to he was just trying to mess with him.
Yeah, I know he was trying to mess with him, but I'm just like, that would have been a cool setup, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm a Force Ghost now. I'm like, fuck you.
Oh, the Force Ghost. All the Force Ghost voices that we heard.
Yeah.
Moist.
I couldn't
Moist.
I couldn't understand a couple of them.
Ahsoka.
They were just saying
Canon.
Rey.
Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't understand a lot of the show voices. I only knew of the cinematic voices.
Yeah. I think Hayden Christensen's voice was like the hardest to tell.
Yeah.
It was
his name?
because
He
he's a
was
lot
his name.
older and he's not doing the Anakin voice. He's doing a Hayden Christensen voice.
Well, it's actually he was supposed to get a whole scene.
I know. I'm so mad about that, man.
That would have been badass.
Okay,
What
so
happened?
so the original leaked ending for what we're talking. Have you all seen the last Harry Potter film?
Yeah.
The Deathly Hallows?
Yeah.
Part 2?
Yeah.
It's been years, but yes.
Okay, but you okay.
It's them when they're on the platform, right? And,
Yeah.
and it's them older,
Yeah, they're
bringing
older.
their kids to the
Yeah.
train station.
Yeah, that's part 2.
I know, I'm just
No,
saying
no.
that scene. Or
That's the same movie. Oh wait, or no, was it Order of the Phoenix? Okay, it was either 5, Order of the Phoenix, or it was like the last one. But it was like Harry and Voldemort fighting, and
it's like almost every
they
fucking
had-
movie.
no. I think it was 5. I think it was 5.
No. Wait, are you talking about
Like when they had like the ghosts behind them, and they were doing the wand battle, Voldemort and Harry. What the fuck was it? Let me see.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Did
Goblet of Fire.
That was Goblet of Fire.
That was Goblet of Fire.
The very end of Goblet of Fire.
No,
right?
it wasn't the end of Goblet of Fire. It was towards the middle when they're doing the games.
I thought this was a Star Wars talk.
No. Okay. So anyways, whatever fucking movie it is, I'm sorry, I haven't seen Harry Potter. In a
It was
long
Goblet
time.
of Fire because I specifically remember Harry's mom and dad saying that they always have his back.
And that they actually
Yeah.
appeared right behind him. Okay,
Yeah.
so like, if you visualize that when Harry was fighting them and they had like the ghost right behind him, that's kind of what was supposed to happen. Anakin, as a Force ghost,
Yeah.
was supposed to put his hand
On
on Rey's shoulder, and they were supposed to use all their force and fight Palpatine back. And we didn't get that. Apparently, it was one of the major endings that Disney and test screeners didn't like. They said it was bad.
mad.
Yes, I would be too. That's the thing though, is that
I wanted him back.
no, Aaron, this is gonna make you more upset. It's not just that he didn't show up just at the end. He had scenes sprinkled in the movie that were cut, and
I want a super cut.
they had a cut of the film where he actually
What?
they had a cut of the film where he actually confronts Ben. They had a cut of the film where he confronts Ben and talks to him.
Yeah.
And they removed it. They removed every
We
scene
were
of
even
Anakin.
supposed to be getting a different opening too with Rey practicing.
Zack Snyder cut now.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're getting an ultimate cut of it.
Yep, and we're gonna be watching that and then doing another review.
Another debate.
I mean, I have the original It right there.
Yeah, but we're gonna wait till the supercut, so it's all 2 movies with the deletes.
Supposedly the supercut's gonna be like 4 to 5 hours.
No, it's like
We're gonna sit through that.
6 to 7 hours.
We're gonna sit through that.
Because it's both films with deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Gonna sit through that.
Dude, that's gonna be like we have to literally like plan that out. Like, that's gonna suck for people to use the restroom. They have to do freaking.
Can you imagine movie theaters?
Can you imagine you with your bladder?
Yeah, you're right.
Or no, him just getting scared.
How he does it, I don't know.
He got so scared during it.
You wanna know how I do it?
My sister, who's younger than us, wasn't even scared.
Okay, so let's see. Going down the movie, I thought the spy stuff was like completely unnecessary.
The spy stuff? Oh, with General Hux.
Yeah,
with-
I kind of thought that was funny though.
I didn't
He's like, wait, shoot me.
It felt so political.
It did.
It
Not
felt
gonna
so
lie.
political because I remember literally. I know this is gonna get controversial, but I remember saying when it came to the presidential debate, it's just like, why? I don't care if such and such wins. I just don't want the other person to win. I'm not gonna say it for reasons, you know.
Well,
YouTube. I'm not gonna say it for political reasons. But yeah, that's how it was. I'm just like when Huck said that, I'm like, all right, I felt that. It's so political. Where he's just like, I don't care.
but the fact
I don't
it
care
wasn't-
if you win. I just
the
don't want
fact-
Kylo to win.
Spoilers. The fact that
It's
Ky-
after the title.
I know the fact that Kylo didn't kill him though I think that would have been so much better. But then it's like, I think they really wasted his death.
Honestly,
That was a
I
waste.
actually did not like General Hux as a spy.
Why?
I don't something about it.
I'm not gonna
agree,
lie.
I
I kind of
agree.
saw that happening because one, that would have been really
Honestly,
funny.
I think that was a waste of his character. Like
It
we've
was,
seen him
because-
through we've seen
Well,
him
yeah.
in Force
Look at-
Awakens. We've
In
seen
Force
his build
Awakens,
up in
he's Space Hitler.
We've seen him like Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Like he had a good build up, and then they just like, oh yeah, he's the mole. Let's kill him.
He became like Poe. But Poe and Hux had The Force Awakens as their best. They started declining in
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, and then this new one, they're just
I,
like, "Ugh."
like-
I
Hello?
actually enjoyed him. in
Hello?
Last
The only
Jedi.
exception is Poe got a promotion to general. That's
Hello?
it.
Is Huss there? Hello? Yeah, I can wait on hold. Hello?
That was so fucking stupid.
I honestly, that was like probably one of the funniest scenes ever. But, trying to think.
Chewbacca dying.
That would have actually been okay. I would have been okay
What?
with that. Hold on. Controversial opinion. I actually would have been okay with that.
I will
here's
slay
the reason,
you.
Here's the
I
reason
will
why.
slay
Here's the
you.
reason why. Did Rey have any consequences to using that power? No.
Well,
She had no consequences during the film. No one had consequence during the film. The only consequence was at the very end when they pulled hey guys, you remember this is just like Return of the Jedi when all the fighters were here and it's just like, look, you're doomed. Like fucking I know I'm getting satirical, but I'm being serious. Like there were no consequences for a lot of the things that they did. Like Rey killed Chewbacca. Oh no, he's alive. C-3PO gets a complete memory wipe. He may not be the same person, or he may not reboot again. Oh,
Gets
no,
his
just
memory
kidding.
back.
Oh no, just kidding.
I like how he says, "Oh, R2 would never have freaking my memory saved."
That's what I
Gets
thought.
my memory saved. How does that confused me?
Can I?
Because he had.
It just makes it stupid. It just feels like there's no. Because like the reason I get mad, and I got actually really mad, and Rose was like, "Are you okay?" Because when it happened with Chewie and with C-3PO on both of the scenes, on Chewie I was just like, I just did that. I just did a huge knee slap. But what happened to C-3?
I cried.
When it happened to C-3PO, no, I'm saying like when they showed that he was okay.
Well,
I was just like, all right, well,
I was
fuck
about
it,
to
whatever.
cry,
Oh no!
C-3PO.
As soon
But
as
with
they showed,
C-3PO, it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm taking one last look, and it's just like this whole emotional thing. And then like the next scene, he reboots, and not only that, but R2 saves him. Like when R2 saves his memory, I literally just went like, God,
I actually would have been fine with him losing his memory.
Yeah,
I actually would have been fine
I was
with
prepared
that.
for that.
Yeah.
that's the issue with this movie is they prepared you to lose Chewie and to lose C-3PO, but they're like, oh no, it's all good.
They're just prepared to fund us.
Okay, because tell me this, how did y'all feel? What was the shock factor when Chewie supposedly died with Rey's Force lightning.
Oh, I almost jumped out of my chair.
I was
but
shocked.
that's the thing. If they killed him off screen, if they killed him in a stupid way, y'all would have been mad, right?
Yep.
But y'all were more shocked than mad. It's just like, okay,
Shock.
it's like okay, even if we don't want Chewie dead, that would probably upset people. It had a huge shock factor. It had consequence to Rey's powers. But then they're like, oh no, he's fine. And it's just like, what? Well then, what the? What does it matter then if Rey has these powers? It doesn't matter.
You know what pissed me off the most about
What?
this movie? This is the only thing that's pissed me off the most.
What?
Where the fuck happened to Captain Phasma?
She died.
She died.
But it was such a build-up. Like, I was excited to know more about her.
That's
but,
the issue with the last fucking Jedi.
like, I thought she was gonna be like, well, she fucking survived the garbage chute on Force Awakens.
Well, did you like that they subverted your expectations?
I don't know, I was like, if she's so much of a fucking badass to survive the garbage chute, maybe she can survive this one and go into a fucking TIE fighter or something.
Are we not gonna talk about why Boba Fett didn't come back?
Oh no, he was shown in Rebels.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was shown in Rebels. He did a gunfight. But the only problem about it is they scrapped it. But Disney released that clip of Boba Fett in the episode, and people think he died.
Yeah.
Because it's him doing a duel against another bounty hunter that's very well known from the Clone Wars, and everybody knows they're both good shots, so they both went for a headshot, and that was it.
Han shot
He
first.
shot first. Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Chewie's death would have actually been fine. C-3PO's would have been incredibly sad, and I know that one would have been controversial because they wanted to keep both R2-D2 and C-3PO fine. So I thought of this: if C-3PO died and could never reboot, it would actually be a pretty controversial thing.
Yeah.
If C-3PO lost his memory and it was a permanent state, it would have been okay. It would have been a nice compromise between he had this emotional moment that everyone was about to tear up from, and they didn't want to just MacGuffin it, which they fucking MacGuffined it with R2-D2.
MacGuffin.
They're just basically like, oh no, C-3PO's fine. That's what the fuck.
He's fine. He's fine.
C-3PO is fine.
Good
Like,
thing I'm an uncle.
it just made me so fucking pissed off. And then with Chewie dying, I hated the editing on that scene entirely. Oh my god, Chewie's dead, and it's just like it gives you a second of like, what the fuck, and then like the next scene, they're just like, oh yeah, we have a prisoner, and it's Chewie, and it's just like what, and then the next scene, they're just like,
Strange Things 4 be like with Hopper.
they're just no, they're just like,
Stop.
Chewie's dead. The next scene, oh no, he's fine. The next scene, we gotta do this for Chewie, man. And it's just like, what the fuck? We know he's fine. Why do we care?
But they don't.
Yeah.
But that's fucking. Here's what I think. That scene would have been more impactful if you, one, didn't know that Chewie was alive and they had the surprise, even though the surprise is stupid that there was another transport.
Are we gonna
Oh,
talk
that's not how
about?
the
Are we gonna
Force
talk about Finn
works?
being force sensitive?
No, okay, wait.
What?
Wait. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Wait, what did you say?
We'll get to that.
Wait,
Hold on, we'll get to
wait.
that. Hold on, we'll get to that.
We'll get
We'll
to it.
get to it.
Fine.
My point is
My
that they could have done two things with Chewbacca. They could have, one, killed Chewbacca, and even though it would have been controversial, it would have been a huge shock factor. It would have consequences to Rey's powers, and it's just like, well, damn, like, we will lose shit in this war. Like, it would have been the perfect moment to show in this movie, yeah, that there are stakes in this movie. But unfortunately, there's not when you show that Chewie's fine. And I feel like it would have lifted the whole, we have to do this for Chewie, regardless if they went both routes.
Imagine if they blew up the Falcon.
Oh, that was actually in one of the original cuts.
Yeah.
They killed
Really?
Lando. Yeah, they killed
Yeah.
Lando.
Huh.
Yeah.
I actually could see that. I actually would see that.
Yeah, they killed Lando in one of the cuts. Yeah, you can see why they had to make so many endings and changes.
I wonder if
and
they're
everything.
gonna. I wonder if they'll actually like release some.
Probably not.
When there's a kissing scene that doesn't have to do with brother and sister.
Oh, they actually had Finn and Rose make Finn and Rose. They had Finn and Rey making out towards the end, but they changed it to Ben and Rey, which I think is stupid. I hate Ben and Rey so much. I think it's so Disney. In fact, one of the things that I feel about Rise of Skywalker is I'm sure I'm probably gonna make a whole discussion video based on a lot of things that I'm saying here, but like, I just feel like this when I say the quote, "This is a Disney movie," I take it literal. Because people are just like, well, yeah, it has the Disney name in it. That's exactly what Gavin said. I'm like, no, it's not that it just has the Disney name. It's a Disney movie. It's gonna have Disney stakes where everything is fine, and it's gonna have it's gonna basically give a fairy tale ending because it's a Disney movie. I feel like Rise of Skywalker is a Disney movie. Don't at me.
Princess Rey. Rey is technically a princess.
That's not okay. But yeah,
Rey is a
Chewbacca,
princess.
I feel like if they didn't want to kill Chewbacca, but if they still wanted to give a shock factor, and they wanted to still show that there could be consequence to Rey's powers, they could have left the scene out where they're like, oh yeah, Chewbacca's fine, and just have the surprise. They're like, wait, Chewie's on that ship, and you would have been surprised with Rey. You would connect with Rey's emotions right there, but no, you're just like, yeah, we know he's fine. Move on.
Why you gotta mess with feelings like that though? I mean,
No, because it has significance. It's called significance. You fuck.
what?
Apparently, they took out the lesbian kiss in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, they removed it.
Oh, yeah.
They removed it in different countries.
I thought that was fine.
No, it's because of different cultures.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck them.
I mean,
If they can't deal with it, then fucking watch
I mean,
the
most
movie.
countries sleep with goats, so.
Hey, I mean, they're not missing anything out. It wasn't a significant scene.
Yeah.
It's also very political.
Bread.
So we're gonna talk
It
about.
was unnecessary. It was political.
So we're gonna talk about Finn.
Oh yeah. What do you mean?
Finn's
Finn being force sensitive.
Yeah.
They've hinted at that since Force Awakens.
That's what he was trying to tell Rey.
Where?
No, that's actually the stupidest fucking thing I heard. Is that supposedly because of the Finn and Rey making out in one of the original cuts, it's theorized that the whole reason he wanted to tell Rey something was because it was supposed to be like, oh yeah, no, I like you or something, blah blah, along that lines, right? But they changed it to as a cover-up story and say, oh no, Rey, I'm force sensitive, because they wanted to have the Ben and Rey ending instead of the Finn and Rey ending.
Well,
It's a cover-up
throughout
story.
the movie, you hear him say that he can feel the force.
Yes, but I'm saying that him saying that in the, let's just say at the quicksand, I don't fucking remember what it's called, but that's a cover-up story.
Yeah.
It's a cover-up story because they didn't want to reveal one of the early cuts.
Well, if they were to bring back these characters, would it still be considered the Skywalker series, or would it be something else?
Is that depends. It goes on the same lines as Kingdom Hearts. How much can you deal with changing, or how much can you deal with these are the same characters and still make it a different point? Or even with anime, it's just like if you bring in Xehanort into the next series of games, is it still Xehanort Saga, or is it the next saga? Like how much needs to be changed?
Yeah.
If it's a new arc in Dragon Ball, what needs to be changed, or is it the main villain focus? What makes it a new arc? It's kind of the same thing with Star Wars. It's like this is the first time we're having to deal with it, with this kind of change. So it's kind of like, wait, this is the Skywalker saga, whereas before it was just Star Wars stories. So now it's like, what do they need to do to make a new saga?
Yeah.
That's the next question.
Apparently, there's fans protesting right now for the lack of screen time for Rose.
I don't give a fuck. She's a hated character. Who fucking cares?
We gotta save the ones we love.
It's what he was trying to do, you fucking idiot.
I saved you, silly.
Deadass,
all you bitch.
deadass would have been.
If I was Finn.
Deadass would have been okay with Finn dying. Know what I mean?
Yes! It would have had meaning!
You gotta kill the black guy off? Come on.
No, man! Come on!
I mean,
Come on.
I think he was really.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, besides Lando, he was like kind of really the only main black character.
Here's the issue. They could
Just
have.
like Mace Windu was the main black.
Fuck off.
Here's the thing. There's two things that could have happened. One, they could have tried. They could have tried to kill Finn off in Last Jedi, but then subvert expectations and not kill him. And then in the Rise of Skywalker, they would kill him because it's just like, oh, I have to sacrifice myself, and it would have been like, yeah, well, the Finn's not running anymore. Like, cool, like shit, that's a huge dynamic change.
He tried to sacrifice himself at the end of this one, but then things changed, and it's like, Okay.
Yeah, but that's still fine because it still shows that he's matured as a character.
Oh yeah.
But it completely ruins his character when he doesn't get it in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
All because of Rose and her stupid reasoning. Her reasoning is already a contradiction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then Rose grew up from freaking the last movie, and it's just like.
But no one cares about Rose because of The Last Jedi. Like,
know.
that's the issue. And I remember she was talking. I can't remember what source it was. But I remember seeing like apparently there was talks that she was so excited to see how Rose and Rey interacted with each other in Rise of Skywalker.
Hello there.
And they never got it. So huge Rick.
Rey's lightsaber. When the clips dropped and all that for the leaks. Do not do that. They actually called it a lightsaber fusion. There's people calling it the lightsaber fusion, but
I thought she was being a gray Jedi, where it's the middle ground between light and dark.
well, yeah, that's where the lightsaber comes in. That's where her new lightsaber comes in because
Actually,
the gray
no,
Jedi.
I actually did want to be neutral. I either neutral or Sith.
I think this is where I think the Rise of the Skywalker name comes from, is because, well, she rose and she became a Skywalker at the end.
But she's not a Skywalker.
I know she's a Palpatine, but she became a Skywalker.
No, she doesn't just become a Skywalker.
I mean,
privileged
technically, if Luke and Leia give her the permission, as we saw that they technically did at the end of the movie as Force Ghosts.
2 sons.
bitch. It's because they wanted to promote Rey
No, I
as
need to
a
fucking
good
stand. My
person
legs
as a
are killing
Skywalker.
me.
Are you gonna stand? Just
My
stand.
fucking
Here's
legs
my-
are killing
Here's
me.
my second reason why I don't like Rey calling herself a Skywalker. This is the Skywalker trilogy. What? Do you want me to move over there?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the Skywalker saga. This is supposed to be the end of it, right? Why the fuck is it warm?
Because he was sitting there. What question is that? Who's your warm?
So yeah, I feel like the reason I didn't also like Rey calling herself Skywalker was because it's the Skywalker saga. It would be fitting if there was no more Skywalkers to be passed down and it's just a new story. This isn't about the Skywalkers anymore. But
Yeah.
because Rey is calling herself a Skywalker, they're going to continue the stories of the Skywalkers. But it doesn't make sense
Well-
that this is the conclusion of the Skywalker saga. I understand that you can still carry a name into the next saga, but I just felt it would be way more fitting.
Well, okay, but do you want to end off the thing and then like people ask you what your name is and you call yourself Palpatine? How do you think people are gonna react to that?
I understand
Bro,
that.
she should have died in the first place.
She should have. I actually had that debate. I feel like Rey should have died because Return to the Jedi. I feel like it's boring that they're retreading the same idea because it's just like the idea was Luke redeemed Vader and Vader took down Palpatine and then
Palpatine never dies.
he took down Palpatine. I never said he killed him. He took down Palpatine and then Vader dies, and then Luke carries on the story of the Jedi and trains people, right? I thought it would have been so cool if they did a reverse dynamic, where Rey defeats Palpatine, and so she's the one that redeemed Kylo, but then Kylo is the one who passes on the Skywalker name and keeps passing on the story and doing all that, because it would be reversed. It's like if Luke died trying to defeat Palpatine, and then Vader redeemed passes on the story. Like, it's kind of like that dynamic. Like, I feel like it would have been way more interesting if Ben was the one to carry on.
The story started with a Palpatine and ended with a Palpatine.
That's what I'm not liking.
Why didn't
They only
just call
wanted
it?
Rey because they wanted to have a strong female protagonist.
Yeah, they should just called it the Fall of Palpatine.
The second fall.
The second
Star
part about-
Wars Episode 10. The
Oh my
Fall
god,
of
would have been
Palpatine.
fucking laughing my ass off if they were trying to defeat. If they were trying to defeat
Episode
Palpatine.
10, Star Wars. Duh.
No.
No. It would have been
What-
so funny if they just had a cut of the film where Palpatine is trying to fight Rey, and Rey just grabs him and chucks him down the same hole as Ben. And then they just have, they're so lazy, they just have the same scene in Return of the Jedi play, even though it's not the same set.
I'm gonna go.
What if they hit us
I'm
with?
gonna
Oh, that would have been so funny.
Aaron. He's in the bathroom again.
Did he?
So yeah. What if they hit us with another episode 10, but they don't call it episode 10? They just call it Star Wars. Like there's no name of it, just Star Wars.
I mean, it'd be alright.
For the start. I mean, I can see that. I really can, because it's just it's because it's since they technically renamed the first Star Wars movie from Star Wars to New Hope, and so I mean, just might as well just call it Star Wars.
Well, then it just also creates an issue with marketing.
New lightsabers, hello.
You can label, you can say Star Wars, and people would either think you're talking about it in general, or you're talking about A New Hope.
Yeah.
Like,
Are we ever gonna get Rey's new lightsaber though? Are we ever gonna get that?
as a toy?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Star Wars is all about toys.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the primary focus. I'm just saying it's just like it's all
I mean,
about toys.
I'm like really betting if I want to convert that one into an actual dueling lightsaber.
It would be so cool because it's so hefty and I love it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's possible to do. It really is. I'm just gonna have to change all electronics. I mean, the battery pack. I mean, I think that's fine. It's just you have to be really careful with it.
You should buy the kyloren one.
That's what I want. I really do.
I really like
I want the Kylo Ren one to be converted into
blue.
no.
To a dueling?
Yeah, to dueling. And then they also have. You hear that Disney Parks is coming out? No, well, not Disney Parks. The Galaxy's Edge is coming. It has the new lightsabers coming out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They have the fixed up one, and then they also have Ben's lightsaber. Yeah, look.
Mainstream.
Yeah. Let me see. What else was I gonna say about the movie? I feel like so much being changed could have made the movie make or break, because like they had so many cuts and scenes of the movie that it's just like if one piece is put in the wrong place, it breaks the whole thing. Like that was the
Yeah.
difficult thing about this movie.
Dude, the Ben Solo.
topic over.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're getting close.
Did you go to the restaurant again?
Look, it's already being sold too.
What is?
So, Galaxy's Edge came out a few days ago. Came out with the fixed version of the Skywalker saber, and they came out with the Ben Solo lightsaber.
I want Leia's lightsaber.
Oh, can we talk about that scene, please? That was like probably like the best
Thank
scene
you.
of the movie.
Finally, I can actually
Hey.
agree with you with something.
Hey. Dude, look! I honestly think that looks.
I want
really
Rey's new lightsaber.
Oh, look at that! I think that looks really dope.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a good kind of nostalgia. I know I made the whole nostalgia debate video already.
I'm
But
just
that
glad
was,
that they
that was
actually.
a good nostalgia.
I'm just glad they actually fucking talked about Leia training.
I feel like it was too late though.
But at least they talked about it.
Yeah, I'm
Better
at least
late than
glad.
never.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, and it was such a beautiful scene. It was beautifully shot too. It looks exactly like the OT. It just feel like it was way too late. Like they could have introduced more hints in The Last Jedi.
No.
No, that scene does not count. Superman
No, it
Leia.
fucking does.
Superman Leia doesn't count. That scene was fucking stupid.
I fucking.
Here you go.
If you can just do that, Aaron, if
Right.
you can just fly through space like that, what's the
So
You're not.
if you go to Disney parks, those lightsabers you can buy them for $120, $30. Just the hilt. And the blade is an extra $30, $40.
Bro, honestly, I'd rather just have the hilt.
And it's all metal. It's all metal. And-
Why not both?
For dueling?
Huh? No.
They're just
They're
they're
replicas.
collectibles.
No, they're actual. No, they're replicas. They're actual replicas being made by the people who made.
So they're the actual props, but they're not actually the props.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're actually like
Got it.
all. So these were actually they had gotten them to make more, as you know, they got so they can do it in the factories, and they're actually right size. They're everything. And so I'm like really debating. I'm like, I'm kind of debating if I want to save up and get both the Kylo Ren version and the Ben Solo version.
Oh, Ben's. Oh, okay. I see what you
And here's the thing, though. When you get the lightsabers, though, the blades, they don't have colors to them. It actually activates a color when you put the blade inside of the hilt. So when you get the Kylo version, it comes with it comes with the 2 side blades. It comes with it because they're not gonna want you to pay extra for those. So you could always just buy the 1 blade and the 2 hilts, and then put the hilt inside of either lightsaber you want to use. I mean,
what was I gonna say? I think, I still think that was like the most beautiful scene. But I think another scene that gave me so much like shock, and I don't give a fuck if it kind of as a pun or not, was when Palpatine was just like fuck y'all and just basically shot up lightning up in the sky. I actually thought that was like pretty much the most surprising scene that I thought. I actually really liked it.
That was pretty cool.
Gave me chills. With Speed of Palpatine again at the start of the film, I was Rose was like, "You what the fuck?" Because like I was like geeking out so hard when he's like, "Some would consider," and I'm like, "Unnatural." I was like geeking out because I was just like, "Fuck yes!" I'm glad they have the Darth Plagueis story coming to play, but I thought it was undermined. Like they're just like, "Oh yeah, this is the Darth Plagueis the wise story." You guys remember Darth Plagueis? Remember from episode 3?
Oh yeah.
And it's just like
from a Jedi.
And it's just like, yes, fucking thank you. Like, I'm so glad this is brought up again because I feel like that was one of the most important aspects of episode 3 and most people just overlook it. But they didn't do anything with it.
I wonder if... Here, let me see the lightsaber real quick.
They didn't do anything
I
with
wonder if
that
anyone
fact.
caught on because remember when the lightsaber was torn apart, it was all busted right here and it was all busted from
I
here
saw
to
the
here.
actual repairman on
And
it.
when they show... But when we see Rey holding both pieces, there's literally a whole freaking gap right here missing. So if you look at the pictures,
Wait a minute, I just thought about that.
If
Wouldn't
you
the
look at the
wouldn't the
picture-
kyber crystal be cracked?
Yes, it should.
yeah, it should have been. But if you look at the pictures,
Plot!
how is it that
I just thought about that right now.
It's
Like,
plot armor.
how is it that there's a whole
More
chunk
further
missing?
proof that The Last Jedi wrote itself into the corner. It's actually bullshit.
How is it that there's a whole chunk missing, but they were able to freaking bring all of it back down to here?
Because plot and because Last Jedi sucks. Retcon.
it's not retcon.
It's a fucking retcon.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're right. It's a wreck.
Whatever it is, it sucks.
It's not retcon.
See, okay, I'm glad you.
Here, look at the pictures.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Here, look
I'm
at
glad you brought that up. I don't want. I want to know what you guys think. I put it in my notes because I feel like this is the most important thing about the movie. The more you think about it, the more this movie's dumb.
Yeah.
If you don't think about it, it's a great film. But the more you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, what this doesn't make sense.
And especially with Kylo's crystal being cracked, you can tell that he actually didn't want to be a Sith. That he was just trying to do it, so he can, because he thought everyone was going against him.
I don't know.
But he had a choice.
I feel like Rise of Skywalker, in score to 100, I think Rise of Skywalker is about an 80 as a normal film. As a Star Wars film, it's about a 60 to 70. It just depends.
I give it an 89.
I give it 90.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the highest it would get as a film for me is an 80. It can't go any higher. It barely reaches the standard of what the film is trying to achieve. But as a Star Wars film, it breaks everything so much to the point where I would rank it as either a failure or I would rank it as a barely passing.
I rank it 70. Overall.
I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. At least it's not Last Jedi. Last Jedi is like about a fucking 50 or something.
Oh no, I give it a 45.
Give it about an 85.
What the fuck? I feel like that was like the most controversial thing for you was when I
The
made that
only
video.
reason you like it is because you don't think about what's wrong.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you guys going on about?
You're
You
retarded. That's
You
what.
have to think about. See, that's the issue with Star Wars movies is you can.
I farted.
Look. Here's the
Same.
thing. Is that you can actually apply it to every Star Wars movie.
Fuck you,
The
make
more
it
you
so.
think about it, some things just don't make sense, right? You can use that with any
I think
Star
it's
Wars
time to
film.
cut his head off.
But no. Look. I'm actually being very serious here. I'm really trying to put this in perspective here. You can literally go to any Star Wars movie, and you can be like, okay, the more you think about it, the more this doesn't make sense. This is dumb. It works for every movie, regardless of your opinion on film or on Star Wars or not. But The Last Jedi, the reason I say it fails as a movie is because whether you think about it or not, it still writes itself in the corner. It basically makes the Rise of Skywalker impossible to please everyone. But because it tries to please everyone, it has so many aspects that are overlooked and are dumb. It's just like, that's the reason why I disregard The Last Jedi in that aspect of, well, if you think, the more you think about it, the more it's wrong. It's just like...
Sora Simple and Clean says Reylo is a horrible couple.
Oh my god, yes! I hate it so much. It's so Disney.
Not Reylo, Red.
I don't have much of it. I don't have an opinion on it.
No, I actually very much cringe. I actually slammed my seat.
Imagine having a
I remember, Gavin, do you remember the theater when we watched it? I don't know if you heard it, but there was a couple people in towards the left of my direction where they were just like, oh, like they were groaning at the kissing scene at the end. You can actually hear people be like, oh.
I was like that too.
Dude,
I'm like,
no,
what the fuck?
there was actually in my theater. There's people who were like, "What the fuck?" When they ended up bringing Rey to Tatooine, I was like,
I love that John Williams cameo.
"Okay."
Oh yeah.
I didn't even recognize that.
He was the bartender.
Oh shit.
And Mark Hamill actually had an additional voice in the movie.
Two things I want to say. One, I want to finish my thing real quick.
Okay.
But two, I also want to say, hi, Sora. It's been a long time.
It's been
A long
Can't
time.
wait for Remind.
Who the fuck
Honestly,
are
I
you?
can't wait for
Without
Remind.
you,
That's a
my
different
friend.
topic.
That is, I really can't wait to stream Remind. I'm so happy about that. We need to play sometime. Maybe Mortal Kombat or something. Hit me up.
He won't hit you.
First.
No, that was the C. That was the C.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says, I had people chuckling at the kiss, lol.
Yeah, I did not like
I
it.
think that was pretty gay.
But to finish my point is, you can say that about any Star Wars film. Is like, okay, well, the more I think about it, the more the less this makes sense. Like I would bring up like the whole debate of losing Padme and they're being suspicious about Anakin to Darth Vader, stuff like that. Like the more you think about it, some things just don't make sense. However, that goes with any story. But like I said, like The Last Jedi, is that I didn't need to think about it. I just initially just didn't like it. Like, as a trilogy, you shouldn't be having all these things happen on the second movie. You can have it happen on the third movie. If Snoke were to die the exact same way in the third movie, I would be like, oh hell yeah, that's awesome. Like that really, I wasn't expecting.
Imagine dying in Star Wars.
Imagine being in Star Wars.
This makes me
Imagine getting your hand cut off and thrown out a window.
But also, did you know if Palpatine didn't tell Rey about his
Palpatine was so
plan,
stupid.
she would have killed him and his plan would have worked. LOL.
Palpatine was so stupid in this movie. I swear to God.
I think that was the big point.
What about what?
That he wasn't Palpatine?
Huh?
He didn't act like Palpatine?
I mean, no, that he told me.
The plot had to happen. I thought it was a cool like, oh shit, like it puts her in absolutes, which Siths do deal in absolutes.
You know what was a big question though?
Yeah.
Who are all the cloaked people?
Who fucking cares?
What do you mean?
All the people
Where?
that were chanting when Rey showed up.
The Senate?
Who fucking cares? The movie doesn't care.
That was like
I'm being satirical.
Wasn't that like
I'm being satirical.
Wait, remind me, where?
It's all
Like,
the people when they're like,
Wasn't that like the twisted version of the Senate?
something like that? Yeah, that's what it was supposed to represent. All the people in the stands.
Yeah, that get killed.
When
Oh, I thought that was just all Snoke clones.
That's what I was.
what the fuck?
I mean, I would think that too.
Yeah, I thought it was just like
Why would he
clones.
clone Snoke that many times?
We saw
I can
multiple
feel it,
versions
I
of
can
Snoke.
It strokes the lightsaber. This true enemy.
You just see like 20 lightsabers.
I don't know. It's just At that time, I wasn't really thinking. I didn't think of it as the Senate or anything. I just thought
It's supposed no, it's not supposed
he's
to be
not
like.
doing it right.
It's not supposed to be like.
because
the
I'm
Senate,
like
it's
by a wall. I can't really do a lot with it.
It's
I need
symbolic.
space to
It's
do it.
symbolic
Yeah, you need a lot of space to do
of
it.
the Senate chair.
But
That's all it is. But yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
because I need a
thought
lot more
Palpatine
space
was
to
very
do it. I can
fucking
understand.
stupid. First off, he broadcasts his return. Second off is that he basically like Sora says, it's just like, oh well, if you strike me down, I'll get all the Sith in you. It's just
Right.
like, what the fuck?
Wait,
like,
so
would you tell
why
her
did
that?
he want to kill her in the first place?
Huh?
What if he actually did kill her? What the fuck would his plan be?
The whole plan was for her
the
to kill
beginning,
him.
no, the beginning of the movie is
forgot.
like, you must kill the girl, and then like towards the end of the movie, he's
Because
all like,
it's either
oh, you must kill me.
Because either way, his plan was if Kylo succeeds and kills Rey, then he has no one who can oppose him, and Kylo would be more powerful and a true Sith. Whereas if Rey struck him down, then she would become the all-powerful, and she would strike down Kylo. And
But she turned Kylo back.
well, no, because of the whole ideal that if she were to become a Sith, she would not follow the Jedi ways, and she would kill Kylo, something like
He
that.
said, "Did you get Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep vibes when Palpatine said he would transfer soul into Rey?" I wanted to yell in the theater, "Hey, I've seen this before!"
Oh my god.
Force Awakens and Kingdom Hearts.
And now,
When you
would be
walk
yours.
away.
Stop
You
before
and
don't
now it would be your heart.
I would-
Sustain me.
I'm gonna say it. I think Kingdom Hearts would make Star Wars better.
You would have been funny.
I'm gonna say it.
If
I don't
Palpatine-
care that
if
she broke
Palpatine
your
got
elbow.
a lightsaber, and it's just like, and now it's time for the final union.
No, he just picks up Keyblade.
Yeah.
Palpatine
bring
is
your
actually
lightsaber
saying
just
North
to
this
throw it
entire
away.
time.
Look at that.
He's just a hooded Santa.
He's creating
Look at that.
the
You
real
can't say that does
organism.
not look beautiful.
It does look beautiful.
No,
Revenge of the Sith, Kingdom Hearts 3.5.
I'm still waiting for Star Wars to be in Kingdom Hearts.
That would be
I don't know.
one of the perfect movies for Kingdom Hearts.
I'm gonna have to.
Revenge of the Sith.
I'm gonna have to go back on that topic now that Kingdom Hearts 3 is done. Because I made a video and I said like Marvel and Star Wars wouldn't fit in Kingdom Hearts 3, but now I gotta revisit it. It's just like, well, would it fit for the future?
Yes.
I don't know. It just depends.
As long as we don't get a fucking Aladdin world, I'll be okay with it. Fucking hate
You're
Aladdin.
just terrible at Agrabah. You're just terrible at Agrabah.
It's a
No. They bring back Agrabah with the light.
It's a whole new world.
It's still shitty.
Auto-tuned genie, but it's I live, I believe, I live,
Wait, so did they only do animation in Kingdom Hearts?
That's why I gotta make the video. It's a lot to go in.
That didn't answer my question.
It's a lot to go in.
That's what she said.
Dude, these are cool.
Yeah, I thought Palpatine was very stupid in this movie. Not gonna lie.
You made him look like a zombie.
Well, that was the point. Is like it's supposed to be like this is his weakest form, and yet in his weakest form,
He's still fucking powerful.
I actually watched the review. I'm like, you know what? I never thought about that. Like, so they were saying, wait, are you telling me Palpatine in his weakest form was able to lift up all those Star Destroyers? And then some people are debating. It's just like, well, he just activated the sequence to lift them up, and it's just like, well, that's even more confusing because there was nothing shown to be lifting up the Star Destroyers unless it was from Palpatine himself. So Palpatine lifted all those Star Destroyers with just the will of the Force on his weakest state. Why didn't he do anything more than just Force lightning whenever he became all powerful? You know what I mean? It's just like he's dumb. Why didn't he kill Ben? I actually thought they were gonna show a scene where Ben actually got impaled when he fell in the hole. I thought that was so Return of the Jedi though.
The heck is so fucking
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like
I'm trying to think of all a scene.
When Kylo falls into a hole and Palpatine. Oh my god, are you okay?
Just like, I don't know, like I've made the discussion before, but yeah, this trilogy really is just a retread of the OT. This movie was entirely like the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Just like Force Awakens was entirely the A New Hope. I've always joked about it, but like it's just like it's an actual reality now. I know I said that on the nostalgia video, but still, like I know it's difficult to kind of put Empire Strikes Back as The Last Jedi, but it's just like I don't know. Like I still feel like the OT trilogy was made off of nostalgia. And it's kind of trash. It didn't need to happen.
Kyloren's a bitch.
Kylo or Ben Solo?
What's the difference?
There is a huge difference. He does the shrug. I feel like Kylo Ren was done a lot better in this movie. And Ben was kind of better, but he was kind of more of the same. I don't know what did y'all think about Ben and Kylo as characters? Do not say they're the same person. Stupid
I could tell throughout the movie that he was trying to figure out who he was, but also
Okay, but what did you think of Kylo as a character compared to the rest of the trilogy, and Ben as a character compared to the rest of the trilogy?
Okay,
I understand they're the same person. Yes, but what I'm saying is they have different personalities.
Kylo in Force Awakens was an interesting not a bad character. I mean, he was interesting for first time seeing him.
Yes.
He was interesting, although people did see him as a bitchy emo teen.
But that was only because he unmasked himself.
Yes, and then Last Jedi, it was him trying to seeing the light side of him. Like he knew that it was there, but he didn't really touch more upon it. And in Rise of Skywalker, I feel like he completely ignored Kylo and just became Ben.
The issue was I couldn't take him seriously.
I could not take him seriously either because he took off his mask. He would always take off his mask.
I understand you're trying to show the human side of him, but it's just like I don't know. It just didn't work out for me.
Honestly, I kind of was okay. I was actually happy in Last Jedi he destroyed the mask. I was actually happy he did.
Really? Why?
Because I was tired of it. Was because he was trying to be Darth Vader, and whereas now because he destroyed the mask, he's able to be him. He's trying to be somebody that was powerful.
I understand the theme that they were going for, and I respect the theme. I just think I still can't take him seriously as a character, regardless of that.
But then he repaired it in Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, he's trying to go back. Like he's trying so hard, but the light side keeps coming back and hitting him.
I think what they're trying to symbolize is that he's being Kylo again, but he's not trying to be Darth Vader. He's trying to be himself.
Yeah.
But I still liked this Kylo a lot better than Last Jedi. I just could not fucking take him seriously. He just looked stupid. Even in this movie, in certain shots, I can't take Rey or Kylo seriously. Especially if you look back on the final trailer, where it's just like everyone keeps telling me who they know who I am, but nobody does. And he's like, but I do. And he comes out of the rain and he has like a fucking bubble face. He's like,
hello there.
He has a fucking bubble face. I don't know. It just felt distracting. I don't know. Like, I think Kylo definitely deserved much better for intimidation and villainy, and he actually got it. Huh?
He carried the trilogy.
Oh no.
He says Kylo turned good because his mom called him LOL.
Okay, no. I'm gonna take a breath from talking for a second. I need y'all talking more. Can anyone explain? I don't care who it is. Can anyone explain what Leia did? I am so confused still.
What did he do? In the Rise of Skywalker?
In Rise of Skywalker. I don't understand what she did.
What I think is she transferred
what's left of it.
Kind of, yeah. Basically what Luke said when he was saying like rise, like all the Jedis are telling Rey to rise up. They were giving her energy to get more power.
This is how
that's what
Rise of Skywalker felt like.
Some people thought that Leia died and gave power to
Rey.
No, not to Rey.
Kylo.
They thought they were giving it to Kylo, but she was actually giving it to Rey.
Yeah.
So
that was the whole point.
That was the whole point.
What the fuck's purpose does that serve though? If she's just gonna kill Kylo. Like I'm saying
because
if we're talking in the context of the Force healing.
Because she thought that he's already too far gone into the dark side. So she thought the only maybe
if I try this, he will turn.
maybe like try to like show him the reason like to turn back, and that's why. What? Why do you keep looking at fucking memes?
No, you know what it would have been badass though, if like okay, so Force Ghost can intervene. The fucking Disney confirmed this. Like I don't give a fuck what people say, and like oh well, Force Ghost can intervene. Like the old T says. Well, fuck it. This
Fucking
is Disney.
Yoda just summoned this lightning storm on the old.
That actually annoys me still very badly.
When Rey goes to throw a lightsaber, but
I'm actually okay with that scene.
No.
Wait, are we gonna talk about how Yoda changes though?
Oh no, they
'Cause
did that.
you-
They did that stylistically. It was supposed to reflect the OT puppet Yoda.
No, I'm talking about within the whole series in general, because in the original trilogy he's like this goofy Jedi, and then like he's more serious in the prequel.
It
goes
kind of
back.
makes sense to do that.
He became senile, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
He was alone for freaking like hundreds of years, or not hundreds. Fucking, I'm an idiot. He was there for like so many years alone. So
How old did Luke turn at the end of at the beginning of New Hope?
I don't fucking
Like,
remember.
18.
I can't remember.
18.
It was like his teen.
And those actors' years, but I don't know the fucking the years of the character.
Yeah.
Character was like close to 20, right? It was like 19.
I have no fucking idea. But like,
I'm a fucking idiot.
what would have been badass is that if Leia intervened in a similar fashion, like imagine if Leia projected herself in front of Kylo before striking down Rey, and it would have been like she would have stopped him from initiating that attack or something, and then Kylo would be stunned, and then Rey would be like trying to attack, but then like, I don't fucking know, like they could it just I don't know, they could have done it differently. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just super confused. They could have done something more obvious, but I mean I guess I can understand what they were trying to do with what Aaron said, but like I don't know. To me, I'm just confused.
I'm still trying to figure out whose medal it was that Chewbacca got.
It was
Leia's.
It was Han's?
It was Leia's.
People think it's either Han's or Luke's.
I
Because
think-
Leia never got a medal.
Yeah, she gave them the medals.
Yeah,
She's
it was
only.
Han's.
It was either Luke or Han.
It's not a fucking medal. It's the goddamn the fucking. It's
It's
like a
still
charm.
Han's.
It's a charm.
It's a medal.
Still Hans.
No, it's not.
It's a medal. At the
Whatever. It's fan service. Don't.
I think the streaming's end.
No, I'm serious. It's fan service. They only did that because they're like, well, the Wookiee should have gotten a medal too.
No.
It's a fucking
It's a
fan service.
remembrance.
But it's also fan service.
Damn it. Okay, that I don't agree with.
Well, how do you not agree with that?
Like,
I'm still saying it's a remembrance token. And I never said it was bad. I'm just saying it's fan service. I never said it was bad.
Oh, that fucking Mandalorian episode was amazing.
I haven't seen it.
Country roads.
You probably won't get it.
Take me
You probably won't get it.
home
But I was freaking the fuck
to
out.
the
I can't say it
place.
because this is not a Mandalorian.
It just
Where
came
I
out.
belong.
Yeah, it just came out today.
West Virginia.
It came out like 5 a.m. and I was up for that shit.
I honestly get kind of annoyed when they kind of do the whole whistling sound over and over in the episodes.
It's a
Wow.
fucking theme.
Don't give a fuck.
God, you fucking get annoyed of anything. Good fucking tumbleweed. I'm not.
No, because I'm saying that when marathoning the episodes over and over and over, my head was hurting, Gavin's head was hurting, and our mom just kept wanting to keep watching it because of fucking Baby Yoda.
It's not Baby Yoda.
I don't give a fuck, Aaron!
It's not Baby Yoda.
We don't know what else to call it
The
yet!
child.
That's the substitute name.
Ah!
Yoda's clone.
Palpatine
no.
made Baby Yoda.
I think I told you my theory, right? That it's a reincarnation.
Who cares? It's not in the new trilogy.
Aaron. Palpatine.
Am I being logistical
Palpatine made
logistical
Baby
here?
Yoda.
Yes. Does it fucking matter?
Wait, I thought Yoda was the last of the species though.
Who knows?
That's why I'm thinking the theory is that it's a reincarnation species.
Palpatine made Baby
The
Yoda.
whole species.
Should I have me?
Baby Yoda.
Baba Yaga.
Baby Yoda accidentally pushes the button to release Palpatine and
That's not a toy.
That's no moon.
That's a space station.
That's a spice though. You should.
Hey guys, you remember when you had to calculate for hyperspace, otherwise you can crash into a star or any other asteroid and that would end your trip really quickly? Remember when Han Solo said that? Yeah, fuck that.
12 parsecs.
Are we gonna talk about Poe?
No.
Freaking-
Poe.
No.
No.
Fuck Poe. No.
Poe doing
Why do you
his
say that?
jumps.
Why do you say that?
Poe doing his jumps.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I was just like, that was such a cool sequence.
Fuck. Oh.
But I after watching that sequence, I remember watching A New Hope, and they were like, well, we gotta make the calculations for light speed because you never know. And I'm like, well, what?
Fuck Poe.
Why do you say that?
Can Avengers
He was a
and Star Wars
dickhead in
movies-
Last
Like,
Jedi.
why the fuck did he keep doing it, even though he knew they could track the light speed?
Can Avengers and Star Wars be in the
No,
same
it's
timeline?
because tracking the light speed is not a thing that's
It could be
fucking
modern.
stupid.
If you think about
Can
it.
Avengers and
Star
Star
Wars
Wars
could be-
be in the same timeline?
No, Star Wars can't be modern. It could be past.
Yeah.
It says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Wait, but the new ones. Hey, wait, but the hey,
A long
But
time
the
ago
new
could be
one-
like
hey.
5 seconds.
the new ones don't say that.
Pussy nuts.
The new movies don't say that. The new movies don't say that.
What do you mean new movies?
It does say a long
The
time ago in a
anthologies?
galaxy far, far
The
away.
anthologies?
Do they? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they-
swear they did.
But they said what?
A long time ago.
It does.
Did?
Rogue
Yes.
One did it. I think no, Solo didn't do it. I don't think Solo did it.
Solo's the only one.
Well,
that
because
did
they're
it.
Star Wars stories. They're not. They're not.
No, Rogue One didn't do it.
Yeah, because they're Star Wars stories.
The only, yeah, those are the only two that didn't do it.
Because they're anthologies.
Sure.
They're not. They're not. They're not title. It's like Kingdom Hearts. It's just like
You really like
No.
Kingdom Hearts?
no.
No.
I'm bringing up explanation.
Why did it sound like a TIE fighter for a
Wait,
second?
can we talk music? I actually was entertained by the music, but second off,
John.
I was so sad that we didn't hear the trailer version of the theme. That was like the best Star Wars theme.
Which one? The
rendition.
Force Awakens?
No, the final trailer version.
I like the Force Awakens better.
No, what the fuck? The final trailer version was like the best. Someone needs to give a raise on that trumpet that fucking went dun dun dun.
The screamer?
Yeah.
That's been done before. That's.
No, but he did it so perfectly. Let me show you. Look.
I know what you're talking about.
Jay, look at Eli's text.
What?
Oh, for fucking.
For what?
No, it's just talking about home.
What happened?
This one, I'm sad we didn't get this in the film. Where?
Yeah, right here. French one.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sad we didn't get that in the film, man. Like,
Dude,
it would have been so powerful.
No. If they did that for when Ray was going,
It's
when
right here.
when Ray was saying that,
Oh, I love this trumpet right here.
I thought we got that at the end of the movie.
No,
Well, okay, if they
not that rendition. We did, but not that rendition.
okay, if they either did that for that scene or if they did it for when Ray said "I am all Jedi," then that would have been dope.
Yeah, no. Going back on that. Just imagine, Aaron. Just imagine it's just quiet, Aaron.
I'm listening.
This is how I always envisioned it, especially with the leaks. I actually watched the leaks. I can confirm. I watched the leaks of the movie. But I still enjoyed the movie, and I
Why don't you show
actually
the camera?
the leaks were from early builds of the film, not the new versions of the film. Anything that had to do with anything of the movie 3 weeks before release, I didn't touch any of those leaks. Anything that came out 2 months before, I
Watch out.
kind of watched a little bit of the leaks. But Aaron, imagine this is how I always envisioned it. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. Whenever they did the voices of the Jedi past, I was like, oh my god, this would have been the perfect point. I've always envisioned. This is always why I've cried, Aaron. This is always why I've cried at hearing this final trailer music. Imagine it's just silent hearing the Jedi of the past and Rey's getting up to Rise, and then right around here is when Anakin starts helping out on the final battle. Like he just appears out of nowhere.
Well, hello there.
Like, come on!
Or if most
Yeah,
of the
but that's
Jedi-
fan service.
Yes,
That's
it is fan service. I never said it was bad that Chewie got the medal. I just said it's fan service. There are many fan service moments in Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, is that what you want to hear? It's okay.
Fan service.
It's okay to acknowledge fan service.
He's just mad.
He's just mad because he thinks I'm meaning it's a terrible and it's not. Could you not point that airsoft?
It's empty.
It's not loaded.
Who gives a fuck?
There.
You should give a fuck. What if it was loaded and shoot
Oh,
it?
no.
Okay, well, I'll just...
When you hold him at gunpoint? Or should I hold him at one point?
Let me reiterate what I mean by fan service. Fan service is basically like it was unnecessary, but fans would really love it if they did this, and that's exactly what they do. That's what fan service is. Games do it, movies do it. It's a fucking concept. It doesn't mean a scene is bad. There can be bad fan service and good fan service, but most generally fan service is always receptive good, which I thought Chewie getting the medal was good fan service. And I think if that would have happened, that would have been good fan service. That would have been good Hayden Christensen fan service. Because like it didn't need to happen, but the fans would have loved it, and so they got it.
I want that Hayden Christensen cut.
I want the Hayden Christensen cut.
Who doesn't?
Honestly,
Sounds good in here now.
but
Are you under my plate?
dude, it's warm.
I know. I sleep in that.
I just look.
He's saying
I
like
don't
he's gonna
understand-
fuck
I
up
don't
the plate.
I don't understand why Aaron's mad. There's a difference between good and bad fan service, and I never said it was bad fan service.
I tripped over my shoes.
He's just fucking mad.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there. Dude, how long have we been streaming for?
About like 2 hours.
Oh my god. It's going to go in 3.
Well, it could if Aaron comes back.
Old Red Museum of Dallas Country History and Culture. You know...
Since we've been live for 1.5 hours. What the fuck?
Aaron, I found your hood.
Aaron. There's a difference between good and bad fan service. Fan service is basically something to where they didn't necessarily need to do, but they knew the fans would like. And Kingdom Hearts 3 has a lot of fan service, okay? So there's a huge difference.
I think we're like getting off topic to the point like it's like...
I think we should end it.
What?
I think we really went over everything.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Is no one gonna fucking address the
No, we
fucking...
did go over everything. We just didn't get enough.
Hey.
No, is no one
hey,
gonna
hey,
address...
stupid. You got a notepad.
Alright.
He forgot about his notes. You had to remind
Well, no, I mentioned a lot of the notes. I looked at them briefly before we started. Okay, why does everyone know Palpatine?
Brent.
Huh?
So remember in Force Awakens when they're like, wait, you're a Han Solo, the legend, this and this and that. How does everyone just know Palpatine?
Well,
I mean, he's the reason why the Rebels started.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I would imagine
but who
everybody would know.
Okay, but how would they fucking know? If no one barely knew fucking Han Solo, how the fuck would they know Palpatine?
Everybody fucking knew. There's probably generations and generations that went by that knew Palpatine. They told stories about what happened and about the fucking bed.
what do you find?
Okay, when did y'all figure out that Rey was a part of Palpatine?
As soon as they said.
Are you fucking kidding me? The lightning gave it away.
I didn't. I thought about it, but I didn't want to be sure. I was like, nah, I can't be.
That is a dead giveaway.
Well, how about this? I was too fucking shocked to think that holy shit, they probably killed. They probably killed Chewie.
Well, no, that was what made it so entitled to me. Where I'm just like, okay, you know what? If Chewie died, this is fine. There's consequence. Rey gets revealed as a Palpatine, and consequences need to exist in the story. Otherwise, there's no fucking reason for them to do anything.
Warning, please check video resolution. The
Oh no,
current-
fuck that shit. That's stupid.
Fuck that shit out of my mouth.
Okay, look. This is the difficulty between baiting with y'all. Is that I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories.
We know.
Imagine accidentally ending the stream.
Let me see.
Shoot the shoot.
Palpatine had some of the best shots in the movie, but was also the dumbest character.
They didn't give him a much scene. All it was, the only time you will ever see him is if there was a lightning strike.
That's what I'm saying. He had he had cool shots, but he just didn't really do anything. He just used force lightning. He literally did nothing but force lightning the entire movie, and he only did it twice. And he used the exact same technique that was used against him. Like, fucking Sith lightning is fucking useless for him.
Look at Dooku.
For him. Shut up.
What's the difference?
Ben and Ray is so Disney, and I hate it. Okay, I know this one's gonna start a little bit of a debate. Why do you think Ray is a Skywalker?
Trick question. She's not.
I know she's not. Why is she a Skywalker?
Because Luke adopted her.
What does it fucking make? That's not how it works. It would be Anakin Kenobi then. Because Obi-Wan took in Anakin Skywalker, so you're saying that just because he took him in and he adopted him, does that make him Anakin Kenobi?
Technically, Qui-Gon took
Well, then why the fuck is it that, Leia and
Whoa.
Luke adopted Rey, therefore she's a Skywalker?
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck Palpatine fucked.
That's what I'm
I'm
wondering.
trying to
We
figure
said
that out.
like 10 minutes in.
Maybe he did it during the fucking Attack of the Clones.
Execute order.
Unless,
There was
unless,
a meme that I saw
Force-
that said execute order 69.
unless.
It was a Force child.
Remember,
he met
Palpatine-
Palpatine with the metachlorians that he created.
Wait.
That's
Hold
what I
on,
mean.
hold on. Wait, let's think about this real quick. Remember how all the theories were confirmed about how Anakin was he was actually born through Palpatine's
No,
powers?
that's actually been retconned
What? When?
just now.
What?
I'm not kidding.
What the fuck?
Dude, there was just a whole comic book about it that
Yeah.
just came out.
Yeah, no, and the editor spoke out and said that's not the implication because it's the cover story. They retconned it. Because think about it. This is why they're retconning
Can we go
it.
back to the Legacy?
No. Wait.
Legacy was amazing.
No, this is why they retconned it. It's another cover story for the Finn and Rey cut of the movie. So that was supposed to exist, but then they switched it to Ben and Rey, and it would actually be Sweet Home Alabama incest. Because think about it, if Palpatine created Anakin and Padme got married. Padme had Leia and Luke, right? And then Leia and Han made Ben. So then from Palpatine got to Rey somehow to be her granddaughter. Whereas if
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
if Ben was to be a grandson of Palpatine through the way of creating Anakin, then yeah, there would be grandson and granddaughter, and they'd be in Sweet Home Alabama. So it's a cover story. They just retconned it.
Okay, good.
They just retconned it only because Ben and Rey were kissing. So yeah, they took out that entire amazing storyline and like hidden detail shit.
Star Wars gives me a headache more than Avengers.
Yeah.
Endgame.
Oh no, Endgame was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They tried
Even
to...
with time travel.
Okay, can I just say?
No, not in this stream.
Can I just say?
No, not in this.
They tried to make an Endgame moment in this movie, and I was just like, eh. Where he's just
Exactly.
like, no, when they're just like, we have no hope, and they're like, you got us, and it's like, what? And then they go up and it's everybody, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean like that was such an Endgame moment.
Yeah, because fucking, yeah, but Endgame was earned. This didn't feel earned.
Are we gonna talk about how Rey looks?
I
Exactly
do,
the same
but it-
frame?
Like, it was
Like what?
cool, but it just, they just tried to use the same
cried.
tactic twice.
I cried because like there were so many ships that I remembered throughout like
General.
you read the OT. I remember it from the prequels. There was like so many ships. I
Disappointment
remembered, and
you
it just
are.
fucking broke me down.
Yeah, what the fuck? will.
No.
Child support I will not pay.
I would not be.
I will not pay child support.
Who would?
Okay, like, it just
Oh,
yeah, they retcon Anakin being made from Palpatine, even though the entire comic explicitly shows that, only because they didn't want to show incest in the Disney movie.
I mean,
See, that's the problem with this movie, is that because of the way they made it, it makes everything else either irrelevant or retconned, and I think that's why as a movie it's an 80. That's why I say it's an 80, because it's just like, this is so cool. I liked it. But as a Star Wars movie, it's like a 60 to 70. 70 at best, if you don't consider a lot of these things outside of the sequel trilogy. 60 if you consider everything that happened from 1 through 6. As a Star Wars movie, it's like a 60 to 70.
Also, what was up with that one chick?
what chick?
Exactly.
The one chick
Where
that...
she was the...
Oh, Pose X.
Yeah, what was up? I don't even know who the fuck she was.
I don't know. I
wanted to know more about her.
That's the issue.
I wonder if they're gonna bring her into Mandalorian.
That's the issue. What I feel is the same with that one chick who
thought
came
she
from
was.
the one chick that came from the First Order and rejected just basically at like Finn. I feel like that's the exact same problem I have with her. It's just like, I want to know more about her, but fuck it, we gotta keep moving the plot open. Hey, look, there's a new character, and it's just like, what? But you've already had all these characters introduced from Force Awakens to Last Jedi. Fucking use them. Do it.
Yeah, I don't know. She seemed very Mandalorian.
Yeah, but like, sadly, we'll never know.
But that's the thing. Like, if she is, like, is she a foundling?
She's a thought.
No, she worked in a bakery. That's why they had to sell a lot of spices.
I'm gonna fucking slap you so hard.
We're gonna talk about the Sith troopers.
Wait, they sell spice.
The Sith troopers did fucking nothing. They're the exact same thing as the regular troopers. They're just
What
red.
happened to those kids?
They're
that
a
were
palette
like Jedi?
swap.
I thought the same thing.
What happened to them?
Just
Exactly. Why Last Jedi fucking sucks? Why does anything matter if it's just gonna be nothing? That's exactly what I felt when you're like, is no one gonna talk about the fact that there's a new generation of Jedi? And what did I say right before Rise of Skywalker came out? I'm like, what does it fucking matter? They're not gonna show up in the new one, and they didn't.
Right.
They don't fucking matter.
But I don't know. I like the idea, like, knowing that there's another generation of Jedi.
Oh yeah, so it's cool, but it just doesn't matter. And it only doesn't matter because the story says it doesn't matter.
Imagine
Oh,
being
I
around
find it cool
Order
knowing.
66.
Huh?
I said, imagine being around Order 66.
Fuck.
I couldn't. You know why? Because I'd already be dead.
I want to go now.
Can we just say it would have been interesting to see Kylo interact with the new generation of Jedi, but okay.
He would kill them.
I mean, technically he did. There was a comic that came out that talked about the whole...
I mean,
what
he
about
did.
those kids at the
He
end
did
of the
fuck
fucking...
up the entire Jedi temple.
Yeah.
What about the kids
Just like
in the
Anakin,
fucking
but-
end of Last Jedi?
Wait, did they explain where that Jedi temple was?
No.
I have a feeling it was on Jeddah.
Maybe.
Jedi.
If you've seen Rogue One, you would know. Because people there was a theory, not much of a theory, because when Rogue One came out, Jeddah was the place where you would find kyber crystals. And one of them was an old Jedi temple there. And it had a statue would look like Obi-Wan. So what I'm thinking is, what if they rebuilt
Dude.
the Jedi temple on Jeddah?
Have you seen this?
Huh?
It's a... I already know he saw it. Because it says he liked it right here. But Star Wars The Last Stand.
What was that again?
Uh...
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
where the stormtrooper on top of all the heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there should have been more of Rey's training in the earlier two films.
Mhm.
I kind of would like that.
That's the issue with fucking Disney, man. Whenever I say Aaron, you just agreed with me. You
I know, but I don't
cow
like
licking fuck.
I don't like when you say it's Disney when it's the fucking it's the producers, the directors. You
I'm
play-
Disney, you stupid fuck.
No, fucking, you're an idiot. Fucking, you know what?
It's Disney Star Wars.
Why don't like when people say it's Disney Star Wars. It's just Star Wars.
Aaron. We're class. Okay, so
when you're watching Marvel, do you call it
no,
Disney Marvel?
What do you call 4, 5, and 6?
Do you call it Disney Fox?
Well, now we can.
Do you call it fucking Disney Muppets?
Now we can.
Kermit the Froggy.
Disney Kermit the Froggy.
Go fuck
You gotta
yourself.
start every fucking word with Disney. Disney Frog, Disney Dog, Disney.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Fuck.
fuck us.
It's used
You're
to
u-
clarify. It's used to
What does that
clarify.
imply?
He's used. Nothing.
It's used
Meaningless.
for clarification. When you say 4, 5, 6, you say original trilogy. When you say 1, 2, 3, it's the prequel trilogy. When you say 7, 8, 9, it's the Disney sequel trilogy.
I just call them sequels. I just call them by their actual names. Like there's original trilogy, then there's
Trilogy.
there's
Ow,
prequel,
you fuck
and then
that
there's
me. Lego Star Wars, the
And then-
original trilogy.
and then there's 7, 8, 9. I actually call them by their actual name. I don't fucking call it Disney Thing.
It's
If it's Disney Star Wars, then you have to call original trilogy and the prequels Disney Star Wars because it's part of the rights. Do you want to call it that?
That's not what they are, though.
But they have the rights. Disney has the rights to be them, so we have to call them stuff.
They have the rights to distribute them. They didn't make the fucking film.
But still, it's still Disney.
I don't
You
think
have
you
to-
understand the fucking.
I don't think you understand.
Jesus Christ.
Aaron, stop.
I think this conversation's over. I think we went over everything.
No, I
think
can't
we-
wait. No, we haven't gone over everything.
What haven't we gone over? I think we've gone over everything.
No one's mentioned Ray's training
Pull
at
up
all
the
before I
notes.
brought it up.
Pull up the notes.
I
I
did
have
bring
it
it up.
notes.
I brought
Hold
Rice
on.
training up earlier.
He did.
You know what?
Okay, if they introduced Ray
Give me a
to
controller.
train in Last Jedi, do you think it would have been
I'll
better?
pass it.
Hold on, don't turn it on yet.
I'm not. I'm just asking for a controller.
I know.
You guys are fucking cucks.
No cups.
Fuck did I?
We don't share our women.
Toys.
Okay, Palpatine.
Okay, how did y'all feel about how did you feel about Ray struggling? I was actually so glad.
Struggling as in what?
In the movie.
She
I know,
struggled
but like
a lot.
in what?
In general, she just struggled a lot.
It was
she
good to
wasn't-
see a challenge. It was nice to have.
I know, like I actually cheered every time she struggled. I'm like, yeah, fucking struggled. Like I'm so glad.
Do it.
It wasn't like as if
Yeah, fucking struggle. More random.
More venom.
it was more of like I'm so glad they're actually having Ray as a natural character.
The fuck are
They're
you
not giving her
comparing
an
your
easy
dick
chance
or
because
what?
she's a woman.
No, because fucking Force Awakens, she just learned the abilities, and even like our mom was like, well, how the fuck did she do that? And I'm like, well, we don't know. And even with the explanation, it still doesn't make sense. Why is the camera going out of focus?
Look at that double chin.
You look like Seuss.
Hello there.
Dr. Seuss.
Alright, I need to hang out with different people.
What?
The stream.
What's wrong with the stream?
No, look, hurry. Oh, it ended.
Oh, what happened?
If I was.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I guess we'll end it off on the subject of what do you think is the next for Star Wars?
Mandalorian.
No.
Oh.
Kenobi.
Kenobi, yeah.
No,
No.
like after this movie.
Oh.
Oh, I want. Okay, this is a must, and all the fans have been wanting this. I want them to do Knights of the Old Republic.
I personally don't care for that storyline.
I want to see the Knights of Ren movie.
I want more of the Knights of Ren in general.
You know.
Watch her go to the bathroom again. That's like the 10th time he left.
Oh, but he wouldn't leave if it
I
was a
want you to
stop.
think about what you just said.
I have. I don't care for it. I don't think it's trash.
Okay, you know
It's
what?
not.
It's going on 7 o'clock. Let's end the stream.
Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic isn't trash. It's a cool concept. I like the concept. I just don't care for it.
That fucking hurt my soul.
I don't fucking care. You know what?
Anyways, thank you for
What?
coming to Chili's. We will see you later.
I'm not a hardcore fan of fucking Star Wars. I
Cut 'em
don't
off.
fucking care.
Cut him off.
Why the fuck are you cutting it off?
Cut it off.
That was not me.
You're a fucking bitch, Aaron.
You fucking. What the fuck? Why is this so loud?
You're a fucking bitch, Aaron.
Are you sure you want to end the show?
Wait. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Well, it's too fucking late now. They want to end it. You fucking fuck.